Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has maintained that President Cyril Ramaphosa was fully briefed and in agreement with his decision to disband the Political Killings Task Team (PKTT), a move that has since sparked controversy and a parliamentary inquiry into allegations of political interference in police operations. Testifying on his second day before parliamentary inquiry probing the task team's dissolution, Mchunu said he personally sought an appointment with the president earlier this year around January or February to inform him of the decision, and said, "I sought an appointment and it was granted at a particular time and I went to brief him. I said to him, there are matters I have developed very serious concern about. These matters, among others, led me to disband the PKTT, and I believed if I did not act, there might eventually be calls for a commission of inquiry into those same issues." Mchunu insisted that Ramaphosa understood his rationale and supported the move, though he conceded that no formal reports were provided during the meeting, and said it was just a briefing. "I asked for a slot to give him a briefing, and I did so. It was not an elaborate presentation. I told him what I had done and briefly mentioned why." However, Chief Evidence Leader Advocate Norman Arendse SC noted that Mchunu's account suggested that President was merely informed, not necessarily consulted or in formal agreement. Mchunu stood firm, saying, "I briefed the president. He agreed with the briefing I gave him." The inquiry was set up to investigate a range of allegations, including the unlawful dissolution of PKTT, the freezing of recruitment with crime intelligence, and claims of corruption and political interference in the South African police service. The PKTT was originally established to combat politically motivated killings in KwaZulu-Natal, a province long plagued by violence linked to political rivalries. But Mchunu's testimony appears to conflict with that of other senior officials. KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, whose allegations of political interference triggered the inquiry, previously told the committee that he was never informed the president was unhappy with the PKTT's performance, and said in fact the president had publicly praised the task team for its excellent work during a media briefing in the Northern Cape, adding that this made him believe Ramaphosa was unaware of Mchunu's decision. Similarly, National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemula testified that he later informed Ramaphosa of Mchunu's directive. The president appeared taken aback by the decision. These conflicting accounts prompted Arendse to press Mchunu on whether he and the president truly reached an agreement, and Arendse said, "It seems you simply briefed the president," and he noted what you told him. ANC Member of Parliament Xola Nqola also highlighted the inconsistency, pointing out that Ramaphosa had publicly applauded the PKTT's work months before its disbandment, casting doubt on whether he truly endorsed the minister's action. When the EFF leader Julius Malema pressed Mchunu for a direct answer, the minister stuck to his affidavit, reiterating and said the answer in the affidavit is that I briefed the president. He agreed with the briefing I gave him. Mchunu also told the inquiry he was unaware that Commissioner Masemula had later spoken with Ramaphosa about the disbandment after the directive was issued in December 2024. As the inquiry continues, questions remain over the true extent of Ramaphosa's involvement and whether the decision to scrap a task team dedicated to investigating political killings was ever subjected to proper consultation or oversight.
For the betterment of the people of South Africa, I can't agree to that.
But do you accept, Minister, that even if or where you have the power, this huge responsible power,
Yes.
to change things for the better of our country and for our citizens,
Yes.
that you also have to consult with people before you exercise that power, the people who are directly affected when you exercise that power? For example, to shut down a political killings task team that our president thought in May 2018, not thought, he came here. He said the political killings, not because he was discriminating or treating killings in KZN different from killings elsewhere in the country. He said this has become a problem and I need a dedicated approach to resolve this problem. It does so. No, can I now speak? So This problem is addressed by the formation of a political task team. He appoints an interministerial committee. Now, we're not going to debate the legality, constitutionality of whether you could disband it or not. But there is the committee. Colleagues with you in your cabinet. Did you not think it was important to engage with them? There is absolutely no indication from your lawyer's notes, from your statement, from your oral evidence here yesterday and today, that you engage with them to say, colleagues, this is now weighing heavily on my mind. It's already heading towards the end of the year. I feel like writing a letter on the 31st of December. Can we discuss this? You discuss it with your deputy ministers, but you don't discuss it with your other ministers. Key players, Minister of Intelligence, Minister of Defense, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development. These are the ministers that form this group. So even if it's a political structure, and even if the task team, according to you, were acting under its direction and it was a political issue, even more reason why you should have consulted with them and engaged with them.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.